Arnold Schwarzenegger used to work out for at least 5 hours a day. But Mike Mentzer, who competed alongside Arnold in the late 1970s, well, I guess I'll let him tell you himself.
Important point, Anthony. I did not train for hours and hours every day, and this is an important issue. Contrary to what most bodybuilders do, which is train 2 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, to obtain that condition, I trained literally for 30 minutes 4 times a week, 2 hours a week.
So is this actually possible? I mean, he had an amazing physique as well, but with training only 2 hours a week? And if it is true, why do almost no other bodybuilders use this method of training? You might say it was only possible because Mentzer was on a shit ton of steroids, and you wouldn't be wrong because you cannot possibly get to that size naturally. But on the other hand, Arnold was also on a shit ton of steroids, yet he still worked out so much more than Mentzer. And even more than that, according to Mentzer, this is actually a better program for natural bodybuilders because their body needs more time to recover compared to enhanced bodybuilders whose muscles recover much faster due to the steroids, which also explains how Arnold was able to grow so much even though he was overtraining, according to Mike Mentzer. I started going to the gym probably a little over a year and a half ago. I've definitely grown a ton since I started, but lately my progress slowed down by a lot. In the past half year, I didn't really gain any weight, and the last few months I haven't really been seeing almost any progress. I've heard about Mike Mentzer's training program before, but it just didn't make sense to me, and I didn't see anyone else doing it. Until yesterday, I was talking to one of the trainers in my gym, and he said he works out twice a week for about an hour. And I thought to myself, honestly, he's built very well for a 45-year-old, especially a 45-year-old who works out 2 hours a week. I honestly would probably have never listened to him if I was still making progress while working out the normal way. But yesterday was leg day and he offered to show me how to train legs the proper way, so I decided I'll give it a try. We started out with the superset of leg extensions and leg press, and he worked me till absolute failure on every single set after the warm-up. We did 2 of these supersets and I already felt like how I usually feel after a 3-hour good leg workout. After that, we did 2 sets of leg curls and 2 sets of calf raises, and he said we're done. We did work till absolute failure and even passed on every single set, but I was still shocked that that was my whole leg workout. Like, I went from sometimes doing even 6 sets of just squats to 6 sets as my whole workout. I was obviously very skeptical about it, but he helped me outline a training program and I went home to do some more research. Turns out, understandably, it's a very controversial topic. Some people swear by it and say Mike Mentzer is a genius, and ever since they started training like him, they see crazy progress from week to week. And others say it's just flat out impossible, and some even believe that Mike Mentzer himself trained much more than he claimed he did. For me personally, it was a very hard decision to make because I just love going to the gym every day. I enjoy working out my 2+ hours a day. And also, my gym bro was not about to give up on his daily workouts, so it would mean that we need to split up. But then I also really wanted to try something new that might actually get me to start seeing progress again. Part of my thinking was also that A, I'll have more time to grow in other areas. Till now, the gym takes up a big part of my day. And B, I want to start traveling a lot eventually, which will make it impossible to train a few hours every day like I'm used to. So if this training program actually works and I could train a total of only 2 hours a week, that would just be great for me. So I just filmed a couple of videos of different poses to use to compare my progress. This is a day after leg day. My legs are still definitely sore. I did not think I'd be feeling them this much after such a short workout. I'm without any pump. I did not train today, and I'll record more videos like this along the way to see if I made any progress, and hopefully not to see that I lost gains. So I guess that concludes day 1, or I guess day 2 already, of the Mike Mentzer training program. Now I'll go look for some new hobby to fill out all this extra time I have suddenly. It's been a week and a half, I think, since I started this new program. I'm at the gym now. I just finished my back and biceps workout, and I'm already having a couple issues with this program. First of all, which is probably hardest for me, is I feel like my muscles got smaller, but I gained fat. The fat makes a lot of sense considering I've been burning much less calories because I've been working out less. And here's how do you flip the camera? 1 second. God damn. There's the gym bro I left. Hi. Which is another reason why it's hard, because it's hard to go to absolute failure without someone working out with you and like pushing you to go further. What do you have to say to the world?
I miss working out with you. I really hope you don't regret it in a few months, and I can't wait to see those gains.
That's the problem. It could take 2 to 3 months till you start seeing gains, apparently, and so far I'm just shrinking. We did spot each other today. It's getting very distracting and the gym is closing. I'll continue this at home. I got home. Let me show you a second also what I mean by I've gained fat. I don't know if it's a good angle. I can't really see my camera screen from here, but look, this is where I start gaining fat the fastest. What are they called? Love handles? But you can already see the difference. Look, here's right when I started and here's now. I'm definitely gaining some fat over here. Okay. As I was editing this video, I realized it's not nearly as bad as it looked to me in the mirror, but that's an issue I have in general. I'm very self-critical, especially when it comes to my body and my workouts. I did film a comparison video a couple weeks into the program, but it basically just turned into me criticizing my body the whole time. You could also tell more that my right lat is significantly bigger than my left. So I'm gonna wind it down a bit and just talk about the important things in a more realistic way with less unnecessary self-criticism, and this way I'll also get to the point much faster. It's been 3 months and 2 days, I think, since I started training like Mike Mentzer. You saw my posing video at the beginning, and then I filmed another one a couple weeks later where I felt smaller. But then I talked to my trainer again, and he told me I had a couple of mistakes. First of all, doing a 2 workouts a week split was way too much for me to do at that level of intensity, so I split my workouts to 3 times a week. I was basically doing push-pull legs, but with very few sets and very high intensity. But my trainer said that's too much and I have to add more rest days in between, which is what I started doing. I was now doing a push-pull leg split, but with only 2 workouts a week. That meant that I had almost a week and a half between, let's say, when I did chest and triceps to the next time I did chest and triceps again. This is probably the least amount of workouts I've done, basically ever since I started working out consistently. Another issue I had that was a few weeks into me doing this program, I started working in construction. Now, a big part of Mentzer's program is to let your body rest a lot in between workouts. And doing construction is not very restful, but I decided to continue with the program anyways. The trainer also told me I can't really measure physical growth for the first 2+ months. He said I need to keep track of exactly how much weight I lift and how many reps I can do, because first that'll go up almost instantly, and then the hypertrophy might come only 2 to 3 months after I start the program. So again, I decided to trust the process, so I started writing down the exact amount of weight and reps that I managed to do each workout. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Even though I was losing body weight and getting smaller, at least according to what I can tell from looking in the mirror, I was somehow consistently getting stronger. In almost every workout, I went up either in the amount of weight I could lift or at least the amount of reps I could do. This gave me a little bit of hope. It was exactly what the trainer said will happen. It went on like this for another few weeks. I still wasn't growing, but I started noticing another side effect that happens when you train like Mike Mentzer. I lost basically all my cardio endurance, or whatever it's called. I noticed that I'd start losing my breath from just climbing a flight of stairs. In Mentzer's words,
Many bodybuilders have lodged in their subconscious the mistaken notion that bodybuilding exercise involves an endurance component, which it does not. Bodybuilding, as I stated earlier, has little or nothing to do with endurance.
therefore you're supposed to do minimal cardio exercises. And if you need to burn fat, the cardio you should be doing is fast-paced walking at a speed where you can talk and carry a conversation. I'll be honest, even before starting this program, I didn't do a lot of cardio, but I would run once in a while, and now I wasn't even doing that. Within the last 2 to 3 weeks, I think, I finally felt like I started growing a bit. I filmed another video today for comparison, but it's kind of hard to tell in videos like this because the angle's a little different, the lighting is a little different, but I think you could tell, especially on my legs, that they actually did get bigger. I weigh about 2 to 3 kilos less right now than when I started, but you could also blame that on the amount of calories I burn every day from doing construction. Overall, I don't think I'm the best case study to answer the question in the title of this video, but I do think Mike had to be right, at least to some degree. To think that I've grown even a little bit while working out less than half than I used to is crazy. And I wasn't even resting properly how Mike would have wanted me to do because of my construction job. If you actually followed Mike's rules and you had the patience to stick to it for at least 2 to 3 months, I think you'd be surprised. Most of the people I've seen try this program on YouTube did it for a week to a month, and during that amount of time, I also felt like I was getting smaller. I don't know how the science works, but my trainer told me in advance that it could take up to 3 months for the hypertrophy to start, and that's what seemed to happen. So if you're trying the program and you see that you're getting stronger basically from one workout to the next, you know you're doing something right and you can expect to start growing eventually as well. Does that mean Arnold was wrong for training the way he did? Well, clearly he was doing something right, and same goes for basically anyone in the bodybuilding sport. Am I gonna continue training like Mike Mentzer though? Not really. I'm probably going to stick to relatively slow reps just because it feels more effective. But other than that, I wasn't really ever planning on competing in bodybuilding, so I might as well train in a way that'll give me more enjoyment and less of a chance of an injury. And to be honest, I think I've kind of reached a point where I had enough of bodybuilding. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and I think it's time for something new. I just went for a trial lesson in boxing, and I realized that I'm even more out of shape than I thought I was. It was a lot of fun, and it feels like something new and challenging. I'm gonna give it a try. As always, I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments about Mike Mentzer, about bodybuilding in general, and I guess also about boxing. I know almost nothing about that sport. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.